Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I know for a fact that everyone out there is probably not having a beautiful day or a beautiful night. But listen, I still hope that you are all having one. I know that the market flush has hit us. It's here. It's happening. But remember, right? Like, this is normal, okay? And I made a video yesterday and I said that we're 24 hours away from confirmation. That confirmation was either XRP breaking out or breaking down. Now, has anything changed? That's the big thing, right? I'm going to be addressing it. So let's first off dive on in to what just recently happened. So right now, Bitcoin's not down too much. Listen, we're still at $42,000 here. The entire market's seen a little bit of a flush. XRP's seen a deep wick, as we see here. We're going to be addressing it. We have the charts open over here. We're going to be looking into it. But for the most part, listen, this was expected. We had 8 weeks of up only on Bitcoin and a lot of altcoins. So this was expected. We could actually see the liquidations. It was about roughly $1.2 billion worth of open interest liquidations. Now, again, was this anything too crazy? No. I mean, listen, we know for a fact that in the past, we have seen much deeper wicks. We have seen much larger liquidations. So this wasn't anything too crazy. But again, most people were not expecting this to happen. But we still need it to have a correction. I ultimately thought that we were going to have a correction at around like the 48 to 50K level, back down to about roughly 42 to 44K. But hey, it is what it is. But I was also looking into seeing if Bitcoin was going to come back down to like the 42K, 43K level after it did hit about roughly 44,000, like 700. But we didn't see that until now. I'm just glad that we got this correction out of the way because, again, now what we can look forward to is Bitcoin hitting $50,000 because I do think that we are on our way. Big shout out to Bobby A over on X. We do see people panicking and losing their composure over a 5% drop in the price of Bitcoin, showing big red candles on the 30-minute charts. Definitely not going to make it. Don't forget that 30% and even 40% corrections are not uncommon in an asset as volatile as Bitcoin. Flushes are common and needed to push higher. Eliminate the noise. Accumulate more if feasible. And again, I even responded saying it's truly comical how everyone overreacts to moves like this after Bitcoin had an up-only move for weeks on end. And listen, even XRP, for those out there that are panicking, do you guys remember the downtrend that we just talked about? That's right, the downtrend that is on the macro chart. We have been looking at this and watching it, and I even said that we're 24 hours away from confirmation of us breaking over this or breaking down below it. And as we look here right now, this move that we just seen, this market flush that we just seen, had us wick down to practically the same level from November 27th, the week of November 27th. It's also the same exact level that we wicked down to back in August as well. But what's significant is we have held above the trend line. Now we have backtested this. This is something very normal in this space. Now what we look for is a move over this resistance zone. This zone is roughly 66 cents. We still need a break here. What I'm looking for is a significant move above this and above 75 cents to target that 92-cent zone. I've been talking to you guys about this heavily. And now that we got this market wick down, everyone thinks that it's the end of the world and all this kind of nonsense. But realistically speaking, this is very, very normal. And it's actually very bullish right now for XRP because we are in this tight wedge where we are still watching the market closely. Now, I will say this, although that we have backtested this trend line, we could still be fighting within this range for a little bit of time where we do something like this, right? Before we get that big break to the upside. So still be patient here. We could still see deeper wicks on the charts, but like I said in yesterday's video, I don't think that we go past $40,000. Just like Credible Crypto actually is saying, I don't think sub 40K is going to happen. I think that this would have been the move to confirm that. And as you guys do see, we came down to about roughly $40,370. We never lost 40K. And also just to show you guys, right? We had 8 weekly green candles here to the upside. And if we scroll back in time to March of 2020, right, you could see what happened during that entire bull run. There was times where we did have red candles, but for the most part, when we had, straight up candles, here's actually 8 candles right in a row where it was green. And guess what? Boom, correction. And then guess what was followed? Multiple weeks of up and then still some corrections, but for the most part, it was up. Up only season is practically here. Now we just really look for us to break over some significant levels. 47K on my chart here is what I'm looking at, simply because this is testing those resistance zones from March of 2022. Once we break over this, well, it's all eyes on $50,000 plus. Now, outside of this, I also want to show you guys a few other charts. For an example, here we have from W Clement 3 over on X. Bitcoin just doubled in 2 months with no pullbacks. The correction is not that surprising. Corrections shake out weak hands and leverage, allowing for a stronger foundation for eventual moves higher. Bitcoin's volatility is a feature, not a bug. Chill with the leverage. And here we have the bull market correction drawdown, and here we have 2023. I mean, realistically speaking, if we look at this compared to the last major cycles, I mean, we're just starting. We're just in the middle of this. So as we look at this, it's crazy that people are getting bearish. And you know what's funny about this? I recently just made a post actually today where I said people are still questioning if we are in a bull run after an entire year upward movement. Bitcoin went from $15K to $44,000. Most altcoins are 2 times to 5 times from their lows at the end of 2022. What more do people need for them to be bullish again? Now, a lot of people are asking me, like, do we see a crash happening before the halving? Well, we just seen a slight pullback. This is why we have sideline cash and stables to prepare for buy opportunities. But also, on the way upward, we're still going to see corrections. And these corrections are either for, one, accumulating more, or for just being patient and realizing that, yes, it's not just going to be up only. We're going to have those slight pullbacks in between the big moves. And we could even see that going all the way back to 2016 on this chart. Negative 43, negative 40, negative 34, negative 34, negative 40, negative 41, negative 31, all the way to the top. Even back in 2020 and 2021, we've seen the same exact things. And now we're looking here at Bitcoin, and we're looking at 2023, negative 23%, negative 24%. There is going to be deeper corrections in this market. You need to make sure that you are prepared for this. Now, even Bitcoin, because again, we're looking at the trend line on XRP. XRP hasn't lost it yet, which is very good. What about Bitcoin? Well, check this tweet or this chart out by Kevin Svensson over on X. Here we have the daily chart on Bitcoin, holding the trend line. Again, as we look at this trend line, this is very crucial. And again, this is an uptrend, which is identified by higher highs and higher lows. And even if we look at the macro on Bitcoin right now, we go back to the daily span. Again, we've already had our significant lows here. After having significant lows down here, Bitcoin has been making higher highs and higher lows this entire year. It is one of the most bullish charts in this space currently, because again, we're still in a very early Bitcoin market. But outside of this, Credible Crypto also talking about this flush. We do see pretty aggressive flush, but open interest wiped back to baseline, sub 40K not met. Pretty sure that was it. Now V reverse it back. And this is the chart that he has here, where we did wick down to about roughly like $42,000. And then we have it going all the way back to about roughly $48,000 to almost $50,000, which is going to be a big area of interest for a major downtrend in the market. But for the most part, like, this is what I'm expecting as well. I'm expecting Bitcoin to hit that 48 to 50K level. And also altcoins are going to have a nice run up as well in the market. And what's crazy is, like, most of the moves that we recently seen on this downtrend, a lot of it's back almost. Like when we look at Bitcoin, I mean, this was only roughly a 5% drop in the market. I mean, we're talking to the bottom of this candle, it was like an 8% drop. We're already back up about 5%, which is kind of crazy to think about. That's how fast this market can bounce back. But also we see over here, right? Here's why I'm saying that I'm pretty sure that was it. Open interest completed wiped all the way down to the original baseline. Whoever could have gotten liquidated likely just did. And yet we failed to breach $40,000 as expected. This was a complete reset on open interest while leaving bullish market structure intact, healthy, and has set us up for the next leg up to take us past $50,000 plus and realistically to $60,000-ish within the next week or two. Again, this market, I mean, listen, as we look at what's happening around the space, things are looking very good. This was just another technical pullback and correction. Guys, this is very healthy in a bullish market. And also, I want you all to understand why Credible Crypto should be taken seriously. I know that a lot of people have been saying like, oh, he's been calling all-time highs for this year. Guys, it's still possible. Listen, we're on December 10th. I know that all-time highs this year seem out of reach. And again, it's a low probability, but it could still happen. But even then, it doesn't matter, right? We're still marching into 2024 looking very beautiful. But the reason why Credible Crypto should be taken serious is because look at this from March 13th of 2020. I was hesitant to post this as I don't want to be too hasty, but I really think that might have been it. Let's get the monthly to close above $6.4 thousand for confirmation. But lower time frame wave counts do look complete. This may have been one of the most perfect shakeouts I have ever seen. And here we have the March of 2020 drop on Bitcoin, expanded flat, ending C wave, extended fifth subwave capitulation. This was mass capitulation, shook the market to its core. Everyone was terrified that crypto was done. It's doomsday. Everything's dead. And guess what? Credible Crypto was one that basically called the bottom in March. And a lot of people are saying far too early to call. Full panic hasn't even set in from a black swan event. Cash is still king. It's not over. And again, everyone, I remember this time, everyone calling sub $3,000 Bitcoin. Again, the reason why Credible Crypto is one that I respect heavily in this market is because he has gone against the grain and said, hey, listen, this is the bottom. And just now recently, we are starting to see the same exact technicals playing out where, this might not be a correction like we've seen back in March of 2020, but hell, this is something very interesting in this current market after we had 8 weeks of upward trend that everyone is now panicking over. And it's crazy that they are, but this solidifies the fact that many people will be shaken out along the way to the top. Because again, a lot of people are still skeptical about this move on Bitcoin, which is insane to me after what we have seen this year. This is why I said people are still questioning if we are even in a bull run after an entire year of up only. It's insane. So with that, right, this entire correction, to really kind of sum it up, is very bullish. It's even very bullish for XRP, as XRP has not lost this trend line yet. Again, losing this trend line will be significant and it will be bearish for XRP. So we need to watch for this. But what I personally would like to see is us actually break over the 66-cent zone, back test as support, and then continue to break out. Because again, this is something that I'm looking forward to seeing. It's something that, in my opinion, could happen over the course of the next couple days and even weeks ahead. And we are getting very close for a lot of altcoins to start breaking out as well. We're still very well in a Bitcoin-driven market. We still have to watch Bitcoin pretty closely. But guys, remember that days like today, when the market gets shook to its core, even though it was only a 8%, 5% pullback, make sure that you are aware of what you are holding. Make sure that you are aware of how volatile crypto actually is. And please be safe out there, especially as we start to see the FUD campaigns going around. It's all for clicks. It's all for fear mongering. Make sure that you are aware of what's actually happening. It's just like FTX, right? During FTX, what I said during that time was the fact that everyone is so damn fearful make sure you go against that grain. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.